Hey, what is up, everybody? It is the Oracle at Mushin here with another weekly tarot reading. I'm just going to dive right into it. So, the Oracle card for this week is Love. And as you can see, it's this kind of fatherly figure. There is this deep blue there, which is intuition, kind of tapping into intuitive love, being intuitively guided and not being so. Sensorially, I don't know if I'm saying that right, not being so tactily guided, I guess. Maybe I don't know if that's the right use of that word either. The other aspect of this here is this tree beard type thing going on. What is going on with that? And the way that I would take that is being guided to love by higher wisdom. Hear me out on this. So the roots of the trees go down into the earth and they come up to the top. The top is closer to the sky, which is where many people associate the divine being kind of pictured higher up in the sky. And the mouth is in the tree branches, so therefore that would be kind of the mouth of the divine higher self, universe speaking to you there. The last thing that I'll touch on is the light purple that's diffused there. That is the crown chakra. That is all about spiritual connection, understanding, connection to the universe. So a big part of tapping into that love really is going to be connecting to yourself and connecting to the whole overall. That might be a major theme for you in this upcoming week. It could be about self-love too. One thing, these readings, although they may have some predictive potential, they are mostly focused on helping you do some personal reflection and gain some insight about where you're at in your own personal life. The next card that we have is the Emperor card in the upside down position. So to me, this would kind of indicate stepping back from trying to control everything. There's a level of acceptance in this card. There is this dark, brooding character in this foreboding atmosphere. And overall, the reverse of that to me just says stepping back, chilling out, not taking things so seriously, adding a little bit of fun and pleasure into your life, and just getting a different experience overall. The other thing that comes up is the kind of like lava or red in the sky. So red's relative to root chakra. Sky or air is usually associated with the mind. To me, this would kind of indicate like anxiety, or a lot of the world is on your mind. Being in the upside down position, it's getting things back where they need to be, getting your mind grounded more, and making clearer decisions. The next card that comes up is the Five of Stones. So stones are relative to cups in traditional tarot. Cups are all about the emotions. In traditional tarot, this card shows a man or woman, and you can't really tell the sex of the character, but they're staring at three cups and they have two full ones behind them, focusing on what they've lost instead of what they actually do have. And to me, this card here speaks of being trapped in other people's idea of you. And a big part of love is breaking out of this kind of crystal. So if stones are relative to cups and cups are relative to emotions, this shows a person being trapped in their emotions and being controlled by other people in that aspect. Not really healthy at all. So the whole love thing is breaking out of that, moving forward, getting a healthier experience, and moving on with everything. And then finally, you actually end up with the Lover's card in the upside down position. And to me, this would say, if you've been looking for love and you haven't been satisfied, or you're in a relationship and you haven't been satisfied, a lot of the love that you're actually seeking is going to be coming from you. And that may sound cliche. You got to love yourself to love somebody else. But the truth of the matter is, we tend to give our love to other people in a big way, when actually what we need is our own love. We need to direct most of the energy that we have towards ourselves and let the spillover go to other people But when we've had a hard time loving ourselves, or when we've had a difficult life, we tend to give our love to other people and continually neglect ourselves because we've kind of been patterned and taught that we aren't deserving of love, and to give it to everybody else. So we're actually running ourselves dry. And to transition into the Lover's card, we need to first fill ourselves up. And the other aspect of this as well is kind of the alchemical wedding. So all of us have divine feminine and divine masculine energy within us. And they aren't about gender so much as they are about qualities of energy and different dynamics. So the feminine energy is usually more associated with passivity, intuition, and stuff like that. The male energy is typically more associated with action and action and more kind of like process oriented or level headed, less emotional thinking. That's the other thing about the woman's energy. It tends to be, or the feminine energy, it tends to be more emotionally centered. But if you notice here, you have this serpent rising up from it, and there's this union there. So the serpent is relative to Kundalini. It's also relative to wisdom in a lot of ancient traditions. And to truly get that spiritual gnosis, to truly get that deep connection of everything, we have to unite both of them and then let the energy rise. And then eventually that leads us to this figure here who's kind of looming over them, which would be representative of the universe, the Tao, the mysteries. Some people would call it God. And I'm not saying that it's a person or personified. That actually is very limiting in the concept of what divinity is. But it's a tangible access point to a concept that's beyond human comprehension. And that actually is a huge source of love. And real quick on the love thing, I hear sometimes people say love is all there is. And that's a very beautiful sentiment, but love is actually on a scale. So this is Hermetic principle, but one of the concepts of it is everything has its opposite. So you can't have one thing without it having an opposite. But the opposites actually aren't different. They're varying degrees of the same thing. So for love, instead of hate, you would actually have indifference. Hate is on that scale, but the lack of love is complete indifference. I lost my train of thought there, sorry. But I like to think of everything as a dimmer switch, kind of, and think of what the one point is to what the opposite point is. But they're all on varying degrees, and they're all unified by that dimmer switch in general. And that's just a point that I wanted to make. Anyhow, if you like my reading style, I do offer personal readings. You can get them on Etsy. You can get them through my website, which are actually live video readings. And then there's also a 3-minute video reading that you can get for free when you sign up for my newsletter. So you sign up for the newsletter, you get an email, you follow this link, fill out some information about what type of reading you want, and then I will send you a 3-minute video link. I'll create a YouTube video and send you the link in an email. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to say. Anyhow, have a blessed day. Peace.